Hello and welcome back to Yardline Yammer. This is TT, and as promised, I'm back with more college football. Please like on your way in and subscribe if you enjoy the content. I was given some feedback from a football loving Yardline Yammer subscriber, and he asked that I focus more time on the returning players and the season transferred coming from the portal that could be a game changer immediately. Thank you for the request, and I will oblige in this episode. This video is about everyone's favorite team to love or hate. Yes, Alabama. Last year, Alabama's record was 12 wins and 2 losses with an SEC championship over Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs that sent them to the college football playoffs, where they lost in the first round to Michigan. As I mentioned in my previous video, Alabama has a new head coach. With Nick Saban retiring, the new head coach is calendeboer. DeBoer last coached at Washington, where the Huskies had a 14-1 record last year, making it to the championship game where they also lost to Michigan. Keeping with format, I will first talk about those leaving Alabama via the transfer portal. Strap in because it's a lot. Heading to Ohio State are early enrollee quarterback Juliansayin, safety calebdowns, and center sethmclaughlin. Heading to Florida is cornerback jameergrimsley. Heading to Missouri is offensive tackle Caden Proctor. Moving off to Ole Miss is defensive back Treyamos. Going to Texas are tight end Amari Niblack and wide receiver Isaiah Bond. Heading to Texas A&M is cornerback Des Ricks. And Florida State will be getting linebacker Sean Murphy, running back Roydale Williams, defensive back Earl Little II, center and guard Terrence Ferguson, and wide receiver Malik Benson. Heading to Louisville is wide receiver Ja'Cory Brooks. And still showing as unlisted at the time of this video are wide receiver Thaiu Jones-Bell and quarterback Tyler Buckner. And that's just the top tier. It would have taken a while to list all of the transfers leaving Alabama. This is not a good look. Is Alabama going to be able to rebuild? And if so, how long do you think it might take? And with so many players heading to Florida State, I'm wondering if Alabama offered Florida State a buy one, get one free. I'm just kidding, FSU family. Do not come for me. My true assumption is that with the departure of Nick Saban, many of the players decided to find a new home. Now we will look at the new recruits coming Alabama's way. Ryan Williams, 8th ranked wide receiver from Saraland, Alabama. Jalen Mbakwe, 12th ranked cornerback from Pinson, Alabama. Zabienbrown, 22nd ranked cornerback from Santa Ana, California. Zaviermincey, 31st ranked cornerback from Daytona Beach, Florida. Noah Carter, 82nd ranked edge from Peoria, Arizona. And calebodom, 99th ranked tight end from Carrollton, Georgia. Now, for those joining the rolltide via the portal, we have keonsabb at the position of safety, transferring from Michigan. Parker Brailsford at the position of center, coming from Washington. Jeremy Bernard, also coming from Washington, at the position of wide receiver, punt returner. Jeremy is likely to be a starter for the rolltide next year. Austin Mack at the position of quarterback, also coming from Washington. Damani Jackson, cornerback, coming from USC, and LT Overton at the position of defensive lineman, coming from Texas A&M. Next, we will discuss which players the rolltide was able to retain, which, based on the transfer list, doesn't seem to be many. According to Rolltide Wire, this is a partial list of players that will be returning. Quarterback, Jalen Milroe, who had 2,834 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions last season. In the spring game, Milroe played very well with the transfer from Washington, Jeremy Bernard. Quarterback, Ty Simpson, who had 179 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions as the backup last season. Ty held his own in the spring game. He's a solid backup. Defensive back, Malachi Moore. That may be switching to safety this year. Malachi had 30 solo tackles, 1 interception, and 4 passes defended. Jam Miller, running back, who had 41 carries, 201 yards, and 1 touchdown last year. Jam had an impressive showing during the spring game. Justice Hayes, running back that had 25 carries, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns last season. Also returning at the Sam position, Quandarius Robinson. As a wide receiver, Kendrick Law. Defensive end, Tim Smith Jr. And wide receiver, Jalen Hale, who is likely to be out for the regular season due to injury. As stated, Alabama has a lot of movement, and it's likely that there will be more. Hopefully, the rolltide roster will learn to play cohesively quickly. This massive shakeup, along with a new coach, could take some time. I saw some good plays during the spring game, but 1 and 2, so that should give them a little more practice before facing number 25 ranked Wisconsin in week 3. Rolltide will perform. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.